There's really three motorcycles that I consider, and I'm not loyal to any one brand. I love all brands, and if a brand speaks to me, I'm gonna go for it. Heated grips, floorboards, taller windshield, that all came together. That's it. That's what made it. Welcome to MCC Just Motos. Hey guys, Andy from MCC Just Motos. I just bought a 2025 Street Glide Ultra by Harley Davidson. I love this motorcycle, it's so cool. But I didn't want you to think I only had eyes on this bike. In fact, this was one of the last bikes I had considered. I considered quite a few other motorcycles. I'm not your traditional Harley Davidson motorcycle rider. I don't only ride Harleys, I ride all motorcycles. But what I did is I cross-shopped, compared, and I decided this was a bike for me. Let's go for a ride. I'm gonna tell you all the different motorcycles I considered and why I really decided on the Harley Davidson Street Glide Ultra for 2025. All right, as I'm going for a little bit of a ride here and telling you why I bought this motorcycle, I'm gonna tell you all the different motorcycles I considered first, actually. There's really three motorcycles that I considered prior to this motorcycle. And I'll tell you why I changed my mind on buying the Ultra. The first one I really liked was the 2024 Street Glide, the regular Street Glide. I love the batwing fairing, I love the looks, I love the orange paint that was on there called Whiskey Fire. It was gorgeous, and I rode one before at a Harley Davidson demo day, and it was really competent and a well put together machine. I love the braking, the handling, it felt really good, a lot of good power. So I was pretty sure I was gonna buy that one, but just to do my due diligence, again, I'm not loyal to any one brand. I love all brands, and if a brand speaks to me, I'm gonna go for it. I'm a patriotic guy, so I will prefer an American brand, but I won't only buy American brands. If you know me, I do a lot of Royal Enfields, I've had Honda, Suzuki's, I buy them all. So the first bike I considered actually was BMW R1800 Transcontinental. It is a opposed twin-cylinder BMW motorcycle. I think it looks pretty cool. I know some friends that have owned them and ridden them, and it has a lot of great attention to detail, a ton of torque, about 91 horsepower, so you know, a little less than 10 horsepower difference. I don't know the weight difference on the bike. It does have like Apple CarPlay and that kind of thing as well too. So it had the technology. I think it looks cool. And it has a nice passenger backrest, and to be fair, they aren't selling well, so you could probably get them for about, I don't know, maybe probably $10,000 cheaper than a Street Glide Ultra, and I thought that was a heck of a deal for the price you could get. The big thing is that it has these big opposed cylinders, and it is not very comfortable to ride. You cannot stretch your legs out. You can't put highway pegs on there. And it's just, that's a deal breaker for me. It's not comfortable. It does have amazing fit and finish. It probably isn't as fast and as nice to drive as a Street Glide Ultra or Street Glide, but yeah, the deal breaker was just the big jugs made it so you really couldn't stretch your legs out. I didn't like that. Now, the second bike I considered after that was the Honda Goldwing. And I don't know why. I mean, obviously Harley riders usually have a big thing about not buying Hondas, and I get it. You know, you have a lot of patriotic folks that want to buy American and so forth, so I get it. But regardless, okay, regardless of where the bike was made, the Honda Goldwing is pretty cool. It looks like a kind of a spaceship cockpit, and it has a lot of features and Honda reliability, and it has more horsepower. It has a 125 horsepower instead of 105. Same amount of torque, 130. So I did consider that motorcycle, and a lot of the people that I know get the DCT, which is the automatic, a 7-speed automatic. The bike is very low center of the ground. It's a 6-cylinder. And it's instead of a twin cylinder, so it's a really smooth power plant, and it's smooth, it's comfortable, it has a nice backrest, a lot of tech. So those are all the hits for me, and I think the styling's okay. It's not my favorite, but the styling's pretty good. So and the comfort level on the rider and passenger was spot on, plus pretty easy to get on and off of. Here's what, and it's the same price as the Street Glide Ultra. It really is about the same price. Here's where the deal breaker was for me. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. That's my friend Jerry. You can visit his channel, Ride Like a Pro with Jerry, right here. Let's see, right there. And I trust him. He's a former motorcycle officer, and I've ridden with him before, and what he says about hello Harley, what he says about the Honda is that it is not a great low-speed handler. And if there's anything that I know, and I'm putting hill control there, if there's anything that I know about these huge bikes, is I want good low-speed handling. I want good high-speed handling too, and both the Honda and the Harley have good high-speed handling, for sure. But there are two advantages that the Harley has. Well, a couple more than that. But it has much better low-speed handling, and it's a better high-speed handler too. It's more agile. This bike is so agile for its size. You're gonna be like, what? It's really agile. The other thing that really sold it for me was just the looks on the Street Glide Ultra. Really set it apart. It's a step above. The color's great, and the Honda for me is a dated look, where this was a fresh look, and I really liked it. So those were the things that really set it apart. But I still going for just a regular Street Glide. I wasn't ready for the Ultra just yet. The other bike I did consider is a BMW R1800. That's more of a sport tour with a big backrest, but the reason I didn't do that is because I want to go touring with two up, and my wife would not like to get on such a high motorcycle. It is a very high seat height, and you have to really step over, and that's a deal breaker for me, so I didn't even really consider that. Now, what sold me on the Street Glide Ultra over regular Street Glide is I rode them back to back to back to back, and this is what I found. The Ultra felt so much more comfortable. It felt like a different machine. It really feels like a different machine than the Street Glide, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But here's what it is. The bike was developed as a Street Glide Ultra. I'm 100% positive of that. That's my theory. It was developed as a Street Glide Ultra with a good seat. It has different suspension. The seat's a better seat than the stock Street Glide seat. In fact, it's better than the Sundowner seat. You can't buy this seat. It makes your hips rotated forward, so you're more natural riding position. It feels so comfy. Plus the agility on it, I felt it more agile. I really liked how it felt. And two-up riding, just with the seat and the backrest, really swung me. And you know, of course, the lowers and that kind of stuff. Yeah, there are a lot of other features such as heated grips, floorboards, taller windshield, that all came together that wasn't in a regular Street Glide. You could add it, but by the time you added all that, and to be able to go touring two-up that I wanted to do, it was more expensive than the Street Glide Ultra. So that's it. That's what made it. I'm like, why get a Street Glide when you can get the Street Glide Ultra? Yeah, I guess the argument you made, you can buy a detachable turret back for the Street Glide, but there's a lot of things that you just cannot buy anywhere, such as a seat. I don't think you can get these hand controls exactly. You can't get the floorboards exactly. You can't get the paint exactly. And it's a huge value difference over the regular Street Glide. So that's why I bought the Street Glide Ultra. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of series. I have a whole lot to say. Rider aids, I'm gonna get really geeky into the rider aids and the technology, and Harley's done a really good job with that. There are a couple niggles that I found. We'll talk about those eventually too. But that's a lot of just me getting used to the bike. Overall, I've been very happy. I only have 400 miles on it. I better start figuring out to schedule my 1,000-mile service, because I'm blowing through the miles, which is great. That tells you how much I like the motorcycle. My wife and I have gone for a few drives. Longest distance, about 80 miles, so that was pretty cool. And we both liked it. I think this is really a great decision for me. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. Please like and subscribe. Remember, I'll be doing a whole bunch of Street Glide Ultra information on my channel, on my page, and we'll catch you on the next episode.